this is our last webinar of 2021. So we figured what a better topic to talk about than just diving into the products and what we see as a possible outlook going into 2022, excuse me. So I always like to give you guys a little bit of background. Who is Rock Financial? For those of you who are, first timers here, and have not really had a chance to do much digging, and you may like the colors, you saw us in some cool gear and you were like, hey, let me give these guys a shot. No, we want to just give you a quick background on who we are and what we do. And really quick, I see the chat kind of going off. If you're part of one of the networks that we support, definitely excited to have you guys here. This is a Rock Financial webinar, so we're going over some things that we believe the economy and the products and services that are going to be most needed going into 2022. But Rock Financial, founded in August of 2020. Believe it or not, right? A lot of times people are like, Rock Financial, I see you guys everywhere. How are you so new to the marketplace, right? Well, it's pretty simple. James and his original business partner had a business that I was lucky enough to work for those gentlemen for years leading into the pandemic. And being that we're on Long Island in New York, we were one of the first areas that was really affected and ultimately had to shut down and close up shop pretty quickly, as every small business did across the nation primarily. But we were right at the forefront of that. If you recall, kind of early March and mid-March of 2020, Long Island, New York City, that surrounding area, kind of the first epicenter of the pandemic. James preserved his resources. We were doing some testing over the summer. We realized, hey, we can probably start to really get back to business. And in doing so, realized that, hey, we're probably going to need to be a much smaller team. And they said, both of them being self-starters and entrepreneurs, said, well, we can hire back twice as many of our existing employees if we each start our own operation. And that's how Rock was founded. I'm lucky enough to be a part of the Rockstar team, along with 40 other members that I've been working with for the last few years, and even a couple new rock stars that have joined us along the way. But we're here and have been getting after it for over a year now. And what I mean by getting after it is exactly what the mission and vision say. We literally come here every single day to impact small business in a positive way. We firmly believe that as a commercial financing broker, we can provide knowledge, insight, and really just experience to not only the business owners and allow them to take advantage of that stuff, but as well as banks and lenders, right? I always use the example, if you were to apply with Wells Fargo for a specific type of loan, right? The last thing that Wells Fargo is going to tell you is that Chase has a better product, right? And they're not going to tell each other about each other's products. But what Rock Financial is able to do is we're able to show the whole marketplace what is actually going on and give real information and real feedback. One of those examples is just, a lot of times lenders will say, hey, we do loans up to $5 million or $10 million. But if Rock Financial is only able to get deals funded for $1 million or $2 million, maybe those numbers aren't what you're doing right now. And that's kind of the value that we bring when you have these relationships, when you move with speed and efficiency, and you take a ton of pride in what you do, right? So I just want to highlight some of these products as we go into 22 that we think business owners are going to be able to take a major look at and hopefully advantage of. The first one being in the term loan. And what you'll notice about a lot of these products is they're very flexible. As you can see, there's really not a minimum FICO credit score. We definitely want to see some time in business, and that time in business is 3 months, right? You look at a bank or some of the traditional lenders that are out there, it's 2 or 3 years time in business. They need to be profitable in those businesses. Well, at Rock, we just need 3 months time in business and being able to utilize that business to get them a possible term loan, right? Where they can apply those funds to many different types of opportunities or challenges in their business. A lot of times it could be a cash flow crunch, right? Where they're between jobs and waiting on being paid. Or maybe it's a situation where they have a new opportunity, a purchasing opportunity or an expansion opportunity where, they have some liquidity in the business. But savvy business owners in the past 18 to 24 months, what they've learned is keep that cash on hand and use that OPM, other people's money, to be able to build your business and take advantage of opportunity. So if you have businesses that are looking for flexible financing and looking for a loan product, the Rock term loan, the Rock Prime term loan is one of the best products on the market. I would put the cost of capital, the flexibility, the speed, and the terms and rates up against any product that is out there available to small business today. And I know exactly where we'll stand in that argument. What's great about this product, again, is the flexibility. So, sometimes there's lenders who can't get a deal approved because of industry, or like we were talking about with time in business or FICO, or maybe there's other challenges. Let's talk about these opportunities and how a term loan might actually benefit some of the business owners that you're working with. The next is the Rock Lock, right? The Rock line of credit. And what's so great about the line of credit is, like the term loan, there's a good amount of flexibility in it. There is a FICO requirement, typically, if you are going to access a line of credit. They also like to see a little bit more cash flow because of how dynamic the product is. And what I mean by that is, just like a credit card, the true business revolving line of credit, or the Rock Lock, what's so great about it is if you're approved for $100,000, right? And let's say you are a contractor and you need $50,000 right now because you have a purchasing opportunity on some inventory at a cheaper price, and you have a couple of jobs upcoming, right? So you purchase this inventory, you start to make payments on the line just like you would on a credit card. And as you make those payments, any payments that you make back into the principal are going to become available on the line again. So then as you get started on these jobs and you're working these jobs, and prior to being able to actually bill for the finished and completed work, you may need more inventory, or you may need to pay your employees and kind of cover that cash flow. You can now pull on that line of credit again and any extra available funds based on what you've paid back, and access that funding again and again and again. Right. So that's what's so great about a line of credit, is having the flexibility and being able to access the funds as needed. A lot of times you hear, hey, a line of credit, I really want it, but I don't really have much of a need. Right. Well, one of the things that you should know is, if you're going to be approved for a line of credit, those banks and lenders, when they put that money to the side for you, they do that believing that there is a need in the business and that the business is going to utilize those funds. So if you don't have an actual opportunity in the business, or your clients don't have a real opportunity when it comes to expansion or challenges, or purchasing opportunities or anything like that in the business, maybe the line of credit might not be the best product for them. So again, any of these products that we go over, and any of the ones that are on the platform, or any of the situations that you may have or scenarios that you may have, we're more than willing to talk about a one-off scenario. I see some questions popping up about rates, terms, things like that. What you should know is rates and terms are flexible across all of these product lines. We have prime rates and terms for borrowers who meet that criteria. And then we have some more flexible options for those who may not meet those prime rates and term requirements. That's what's beautiful about Rock Financial, is the ability to really tap into those resources. So if you're looking for a line of credit or a term loan, trust me, look no further. The next product that we really think business owners are going to not only take advantage of in 2022, but I can tell you that this one's been closing out 2021 very strong, is the equipment financing program. What's so great about equipment financing? Well, think of it like this, right? If you are a business, you have a certain amount of capital that you may get access to, whether that's on a loan or a line, right? You're gonna qualify for a specific amount of capital. Let's call it $100,000, right? Now you want to go out and you want to purchase a truck for $70,000, right? Add to the fleet. And when you do that, you now have $30,000 left in the business, right? That's fine. maybe you can make that work, right? But what's going to happen with a new truck is you're going to need to put an employee in that truck. You're going to need to pay their payroll until they can start to earn you profit and start to earn some revenue, and turn some, some freight so that you can start to earn some revenue in the business, right? So there's going to be some operating costs that are going to go into this. Now let's look at it on an equipment finance side, right? You have $100,000 in your business and you go out and you need a $70,000 truck. You keep the $100,000 in cash on hand, and now you get your $70,000 truck, right? That's what's so great for with equipment financing is you can keep cash on hand. You can gain access to a line of credit or a term loan as well as equipment financing. So there's a lot of, again, flexibility that goes into these products. And I'm going to keep saying the term flexibility because that's what business owners need these days. There is a major need for business owners to have access to funding, yes, but if that funding doesn't do what they need it to, does it really alleviate the problems or challenges that they have? No. So the idea is that these businesses can tap into these products, and when they do tap into them, they're able to make them work for the business, right? And the business isn't working for these products. So just keep that in mind when you're working with different businesses and different opportunities come up. It may be a couple of different options that they're able to utilize on the Rock platform that's going to give them the bump that they need or exactly what they're looking for. You'll see a couple more products that are always big users on our platform: the MCA, AR financing, SBA loans ranging from 7A to 504, the 7A Express. We're actually very, very good at the 7A Express. That's a 10-year term loan. It's technically like a working capital term loan through the SBA directly up to $350,000, excuse me, over 10 years. And that's at prime plus 2.75%. So it's a great cost of capital, super cheap payments because of how long the terms are. Again, the one downside to that process is it is tied to the government and different banks, right? So anytime you deal with banks and government, you got to know there's going to be paperwork involved. It's going to be a much longer funding process. So again, when you have a client who is going to utilize Rock's platform, just know that we're never gonna kind of single anything out right on the upfront. We want to know, hey, when we do a dive into what's going on and we pop the hood and really kind of see what's going on, we're able to put out multiple options, maybe across a few different product lines that'll really get your client what they're looking for. I see some questions about the products. Any more information that you're looking for, Andrew, do me a favor, drop our line in there. I know that the team is waiting to answer some of these phone calls. If you have questions about products specifically, please call in. We're more than excited to speak with you and talk with you guys and go through some of these questions. If there is definitely more information on the website. If you are a partner of ours, you can log into your portal and there's definitely more insight on all of these products, and there's training on these products in the portal. So make sure that you're tapping into all of those resources. If you're a partner and you don't have access to the portal, reach out to us. But again, any of the questions that you may have, me and my team, we're super excited to answer them. And I just want to kind of give you some overview, right? When it comes to capital in your business, taking out a loan, a lot of times there's tax incentives to doing so. A lot of times there's different opportunities in the business. So when you are talking about a specific product and a specific opportunity, you want to know all of the different advantages and challenges and pros and cons that come along with that. And that is what Rock Financial brings to the table. When we approve for a product or a specific product that's on our platform, you can know that your clients, they're going to understand why they were approved or declined, what it takes to get from approval to funding. A lot of times people boast this approval rating, right? If you ask me, approval rating doesn't mean anything. It's what actually matters is the situation of approval to funding, and how quickly and how efficiently and how streamlined is that process for business owners, because a lot of times that's where it becomes challenging. I've worked with thousands of partners across many different industries: banking, CPAs, attorneys, those in merchant processing, those brokering other types of financing, right? And a lot of different people are able to do different things. But when it comes to getting the deals approved and then ultimately funded, there's always things that come up on the back end. And if they don't have the experience and knowledge on navigating those waters, your clients are never going to get to the funding part of the process. So if you have questions, reach out. I know Andrew just dropped that message, but I do want to just highlight that partnership program that I was talking about just a little bit for you. When it comes to our partner program, there's many different, I refer to them as bells and whistles. If you've ever talked to me on the phone, I always say that the best part of the platform is people like myself, like Andrew, any of the guys on the team or girls on the team that you get to work with day to day, and those who work your clients' deals day to day, where you can access these different products, but more importantly, access the experience and knowledge that comes from working with the staff here at Rock Financial, right? So anytime a partner has said to me, hey, what separates your platform from anybody else? I always tell them it's this guy right here that's speaking to you, live and in person, because I know what I'm going to put forth into the partnership, and I know what we bring to the table. We have a partner-centric mentality from James, our CEO, right on through, the newest employees here. Some of the newest employees here are doing just that. They're helping our partners. So keep that in mind when you're working with different companies. A lot of times they're worried about number one. We know that in any good relationship, we put you guys first, and we'll continue to see business from it, right? So that's the mentality that we have. You can tap into the experience, the knowledge, all the technology, the first-in-class process, and the resources that we have built. It's a very simple process, right? You can provide as little as a name and a number for somebody who's looking for financing for their business. You can track that through the entire process in your portal and receive your commissions just like a paycheck, right? So if you choose to work with Rock Financial, you fund a deal this week, right? Monday to Friday of this week, the following Friday, you get paid your commission just like a paycheck. So anybody out there that's delaying commissions 30, 45, 90 days, if you choose to work with Rock, we front a lot of that just so that our partners can continue to invest in their businesses, right? What are some of the perks to working with us? Well, we obviously pay those aggressive commissions for those direct referrals, right? You can access the relationships that we've built, right? So Rock Financial has been maintaining and building lending relationships. James, Patrick, our CEO and CRO, they've been maintaining these relationships for 15 plus years, right? So you can tap into their relationships with C-level executives. Just to give you a quick story slash some insight, right? We had a business owner who applied with Rock, right? They came from it's actually funny. They're another commercial loan broker, just like us. They're a little bit smaller of an operation. And they know that we maintain some relationships that they don't. And they were like, hey, we want to refer you some deals that we can't get closed. They refer us a client. And that client ends up being a special needs school down in Texas. They are non-for-profit special needs school now down in Texas. Anybody who's working in financing or has worked in financing, you know that non-for-profits and anybody that's in that type of arena becomes more of a high-risk opportunity. So there's already additional challenges there. And the offer that they had declined to take was a $500,000 offer, right? So you can basically take that as, hey, there's something going on here. And what was going on there was they needed a lot more money, right? And they needed the money to make sense. And I always say dollars make sense, right? So what we were able to do is we were able to understand what they need. And what they needed was somebody who could be hands-on and understand how to make a deal that would work for them. What Rock's relationship was able to do was get this business owner on the phone with the CEO of the bank. Right. And now what's so great about this type of relationship is this doesn't happen, right? Like you can't go to the bank and speak to the president or the CEO. Good luck getting Jamie Dimon on a phone call, right? That's the guy who runs Chase, in case anybody didn't know. But good luck getting him on a phone call, right? And we were able to set up a call where they were able to structure a deal that worked. And that deal ended up being a $1.7 million funding, It was $900,000 instantly. It was $400,000 60 days after that, and $400,000 60 days after that. And what was really unique about this deal is the fact that they didn't want to have to pay on all this money on the upfront, right? So by giving it in those tranches of the extra $400,000, they weren't paying on capital that they weren't using. So what you should know about this opportunity is this happened a couple of months ago, I believe 3 or 4 months ago now. They've actually received both of their tranches of the $400,000, and they've been able to really take advantage. And what's cool about the process is they were able to structure some payoff discounts and different payment terms to really make sense as they go through busier and slower times. So again, that hands-on leveraging of our relationships, that's Rock Financial in a nutshell. I apologize for kind of going down the rabbit hole there, but I just want you to understand what the importance is when you're dealing with a couple $1 million requests, right? A lot of times we take we don't realize how substantial some of these requests are because we hear them every day as loan brokers, as bankers, as CPAs. We hear these requests all the time. So when you're used to hearing this, a lot of times these business owners, they start to, to take advantage of the situation and start to push that on you that, hey, you should be able to get this done no matter what. Well, realistically, a couple $1 million, that's a very, very high risk opportunity when you're talking about unsecured capital. There was no assets tied to that deal. So if you think about that, you need a lender who understands the business, who can get in the nitty gritty, for lack of a better term, and really put that together a deal that makes sense. Just touching on the override program and investment opportunities, there is more than enough ways to make money with Rock Financial. There's all the products and services that we offer on the website that you can tap into and earn referrals for any businesses that you refer to us, and we're able to get them one of the products or services that we have access to. If you maintain a large network, right, and you have different bankers or CPAs or a network of those who you believe could potentially make good referral partners for Rock Financial, you can earn an override on any of the businesses that they fund. If you like investing in business and you want to refer business to Rock Financial, there's an investment opportunity for when loans are written to your clients, you can potentially participate in those loans. So any questions about the earning potentials, about how to access that, feel free to reach out to Rock. You'll get to speak with any of the guys on my team, myself, Andrew, who's sitting right next to me, isn't going to be able to answer your call just yet. But once we wrap up here, we're more than excited to jump on with you guys as well. And I just want to touch on the portal a little bit, right? This is one thing that I know separates us from pretty much every broker in the nation. When it comes to commercial financing, right? A lot of times banks, they have like these checkout portals for clients. But they don't necessarily show the referring agents or the referring parties how they go about that, right? Well, Rock Financial, we provide full transparency through the My Partner portal, where you can track your commissions, you can keep historical data, you can submit your opportunities, manage that pipeline. You can upload files and notes when you're in the opportunities and they're being worked and you're seeing them go through stages. You can connect with the representatives who are working those deals directly, the finance managers who are working those deals directly, and be able to ask questions and kind of understand the process yourself. There's marketing materials and opportunities for many different segments and campaigns and different things that we can put together. Remember, with the portal and all the features, like the personalized landing page, the marketing collateral, the social media content, all of this stuff is pretty much cookie cutter and provided to you, out of the box, right? If you're looking for something a little bit more, you're like, hey, this landing page is great, but I needed to say this, or this situation is great, but I need a little bit more marketing material or some affiliate ads or something like that. we can certainly do all of that for you. It's all about having that conversation and really just having a truthful conversation with your point of contact so that we can get you exactly what you need to be successful. I do want to kind of touch on something quickly, and I'm gonna move a little closer to the camera here and look kind of directly into this thing. Rock Financial is in the process of revolutionizing commercial financing. The process from application to funding it can be a bumpy one, right? And we're more aware of that than most, right? We fund thousands of businesses annually, hundreds of businesses a month. And we're well aware of the challenges and the ups and downs that go along with applying and funding business financing. What I want you to know is on the next webinar, we will be going over what we firmly believe and have heard from our banks and lenders that is going to revolutionize the closing process. Right now, if you were to apply with a bank or lender, yes, you can access them and go with them and have access to that. But the difference is how do you know that that's the right bank or lender? How do you know that that's the right product for your business or your clients' businesses? Well, Rock Financial is where all of that comes together, right? We have all of the products under one roof. We have all of the relationships to understand how to actually get these deals done. And we give you the access to tap into that. So make sure you stay tuned for the most latest technology that we're going to be dropping and we'll be talking about in the next webinar for sure. I just want to touch on some of the some of the recent and awesome rockstar reviews that we've received. As you can see, these are actual partners of people who have referred their clients to Rock Financial, and their clients are more than satisfied. Right? I would highly recommend them. I'm proud to be a part of something this great. Wow, Andrew Fiore and Dwayne Santos were instrumental in us getting our client the funding they needed, right? These are all real live people who have situations where they come into these businesses and business owners who need access to capital, but they're not able to help, right? A lot of these guys, I know a couple of them, they offer products themselves, right? So if they're not able to get the deal done, what do? Well, they refer their clients to Rock Financial. And that can be a medical company out in California who needs money for equipment and new employees, right? Or it could be a transportation company in Georgia looking to purchase additional trucks. Or it could be a manufacturing company in New Jersey, right? Where they're going to access new equipment and they need to fulfill many orders, right? So they tap into the products as well, right? There's a laundry list of successes, how they go down, what happens, right? Just to highlight the transportation company, I remember this one. This client applied with us through their local bank. They were referred to us by a Bank of America representative who has worked in banking his whole career and firmly believes that if he's going to grow his business and his portfolio with Bank of America, he has to be able to separate himself from the competition. And one of the major ways that he does that is by allowing his clients to tap into the financing options that are available. And if he's not able to facilitate it through his traditional resources, he refers them directly to Rock Financial. Shout out to Mike, who works with this partner. They are able to work a situation out where when a client is declined, they then receive an email from our point of contact at the bank, and they say, hey, you need to speak with Mike, and he'll be reaching out here shortly. Mike always contacts them within 1 to 2 hours and starts to get the ball rolling. We always do like a quick interview as these referrals are received, just to make sure that we're getting the ball rolling in the right direction for these borrowers. And start to request the initial documents. But we were able to get this deal done in just a few days. They were able to purchase, I believe it was 2 or 3 additional trucks. So it's a great opportunity for everybody. I just want to highlight some of the technology and some of the resources. People always ask, like, oh, well, obviously there's a revenue share, and where does your side go to? Well, first of all, it goes to our Rockstar team, who helps get these deals closed, who manages this process. But we are major Salesforce users. We have more technology built out in terms of the My Partner Portal, DocuSign, integrations between the portal, Salesforce, Bamboo by Sprout Social directly. There is more than enough technology that you, as somebody who is looking to get started or get going or understand this industry or tap into something new, you get access to all of this. You don't have to pay the hundreds of dollars a month it costs to maintain each of the Salesforce seats. You don't have to build out a partner portal if you have people on your team that you are looking to get signed up, right? Let's say you have a team of people and you want to see all of the deals that they're doing, but you want them to each see their own deals. That's available in the My Partner Portal, just like a CRM that you can utilize in your business. I do want to jump over to the Q&A for a second. I know we had some questions that have kind of trickled in terms of some emails that have been sent. But I want to invite anybody who has not had the opportunity to reach out, send us an email to partners@rock.biz. Give us a shout right now, 833-653-0653. And you can speak with one of the guys on my team directly, and we can get you signed up and rocking, as we say. Thanks again so much to everybody. Excited to do business with those who are reaching out to us. Those who enjoyed the webinar for their first time, we hope to see you again next month. And to all of our repeat offenders here, we look forward to seeing you guys on the next one as well. Keep rocking, everybody. Thanks so much.